So, now we've reached a point where even artificial intelligence can recognize that hot women lean right, we should remember that, as the study itself said, there has been quite a bit of previous research that has found a connection between conservatism and conventional attractiveness, particularly when it comes to women for some reason. Not that you really need a study to perceive that, you just need to take a sample of the commentariat class. Seriously, on the right you have Lauren Chen, Tommy Lahren and Megyn Kelly, while on the left you have Rachel Maddow, Lena Dunham and Muna El-Tahaway. Really, we should just refer to this moment from the hit Australian TV show Rake, in which the main character, a lawyer named Cleaver Green, is defending his choice of girlfriend, who happens to be the Conservative Premier of New South Wales, after being accosted by a leftist about it at a party.
Right-wing chicks are hot, much hotter than left-wing chicks, because right-wing chicks are aggressively carnivorous, self-reliant, Ayn Rand acolytes who understand the value of the moment. They get that sex is something in and of itself, beholden to nothing and no one. Left-wing chicks, on the other hand, they're vegans who want a holistic experience. They're all about context. And this, Mr. Clown, is the real reason why the left has carked it, because the right is constantly procreating while the left is grooming a dead dog.
Sounds about right to me. Nevertheless, that previous research with people rating attractiveness is very interesting, especially the hypothesis that different researchers reached as to why better-looking people tend to lean right. A 2017 study from the Journal of Public Economics concluded that, after analysing surveys of politicians in Australia, the USA and Europe, pollies on the right of both genders were generally better looking. The conclusion the study came to was the appearance gap between the left and the right was because beautiful people tend to earn more money. The more people earn, the more they are inclined to oppose redistributive policies, apparently, and therefore more likely to support right-wing parties. A more general psychological explanation could be that good-looking people are more likely to perceive the world as a just place, since they are treated better than others, achieve higher status, and are happier, and a frequent reason for people to sympathize with the left is a perception of the world as unfair. In line with this, it has been found that greater self-reported attractiveness is negatively related to a preference for egalitarianism, typically associated with the left. The more beautiful people consider themselves, the less they are in favor of redistribution. So, this study found that, essentially, if people are not only attractive but aware of it and confident in their looks, they are even less likely to lean left. Another 2017 study in the Politics and the Life Sciences journal yielded similar results. It suggested pretty people lean right because of the halo effect. That is, they are perceived as more intelligent, competent, and socially adept than less attractive people, aka pretty privilege. Similarly to the Journal of Public Economics, the researchers concluded that as pretty people have probably been treated better than most, they are less likely to see the world as an unfair place. Add to this the fact that pretty people earn more money on average, they might be less likely to favour policies like higher taxes on the rich or see the need for social policies to combat discrimination. And in addition, a 2012 study from UCLA backs up the other two. But this study used a computer program, so not quite AI but on the way, and found that women with more quintessentially feminine facial features tended to vote Republican, whereas women with masculine features swung Democrat. Researchers put this very prominent disparity down to the alleged image and values displayed by each political party. The Democratic Party is associated with social liberal policies that aim to diminish gender disparities, whereas the Republican Party is associated with socially conservative policy issues that tend to bolster traditional sex roles, posited the study's senior author and psychology professor Kerry Johnson in a UCLA release. And it's here, right here, that I'll point out why the conclusions of all these researchers tend to grind my gears. See, the verdict from all three studies essentially is that attractive people tend to lean conservative because their good looks and subsequently easier lives cause them to have an ethical blind spot. Therefore, according to the studies, conservatives are less likely to be egalitarian and as such are less empathetic and less thoughtful people, if you run that to its logical conclusion. In addition, the UCLA study concluded that conservative women are prettier because they are more likely to invest in their appearances to be appealing and therefore subordinate to men. It does not take a genius to work out these studies are asserting conservatives are simply nastier, dumber, and more selfish than the rest of the population.